Hey folks, welcome. Today we will break down straight-up gameplay, first impressions, and honest thoughts on the newest releases. Today, we're diving into Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. This one's big. It's a modern remake of the legendary Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater from 2004, a game that back then was already considered ahead of its time. Now it's been reimagined for current hardware, and fans have been nervous, excited, and everything in between. So, how does it hold up? Let's talk. I've been playing Metal Gear since the PS1 era. MGS1 basically rewired my brain and made me obsessed with video games, so yeah, I've got bias here. Like many fans, I was worried, especially because this remake comes without Hideo Kojima, the original mastermind. When you're touching something this iconic, there's a lot of room to mess it up. The good news? They didn't. Is it flawless? No. But it's a respectful, careful remake that feels authentic to the original while still being playable for newcomers. The biggest update, of course, is the graphics. Character models look sharp, Snake's gear gets dirty, wet, and shows wear over time, while enemies finally look like more believable soldiers instead of PS2 mannequins. Lighting and textures bring out a new level of detail, but the style still stays true to Metal Gear's slightly exaggerated theatrical vibe. Cutscenes are largely untouched, shot-for-shot recreations, which honestly just proves how well the original presentation has aged. Add Unreal Engine polish, and you've got a game that feels cinematic without betraying its roots. Environments are more of a mixed bag. Jungles and outdoor areas look gorgeous, with dense foliage and sunlight streaming through the trees, but some interiors and industrial spaces like labs and bases still feel pretty sterile and plain. It's accurate, but it doesn't wow as much as it could. Performance-wise, the PS5 version holds up most of the time, though it isn't always a perfectly smooth 60 FPS. There's even a legacy filter in the options that shifts the color palette closer to the PS2 original, a nice touch for longtime fans. Playing Delta feels familiar, but smoother. Snake's animations are more fluid, transitions from running to crouching to crawling are less clunky, and CQC, close quarters combat, is more reliable. Sneaking through grass, ambushing guards, and experimenting with camo still works just like before, just cleaned up. It's not all perfect. The cover system can feel inconsistent, sometimes making you wrestle with the controls when you're trying to snap to a wall. Still, moving, aiming, and fighting overall just feels better than the original. The developers give you a choice between two setups, a legacy mode that mimics the old-school camera and layout, and a modern mode that feels closer to contemporary third-person action games. I'd say most new players will stick with modern, but purists might enjoy dipping back into legacy mode just for the nostalgia hit. Menus for healing, eating, and managing camo are still clunky, very much a product of Metal Gear's DNA, but they've been streamlined just enough to not drag down the pacing. If you've never played MGS 3, this is worth it for the story alone. Yes, it's over the top. Cold War espionage, bizarre supervillains, and wild plot twists, but it also has heart. The themes of loyalty, betrayal, and mentorship land just as hard today as they did 20 years ago. Codec calls, long cutscenes, dramatic monologues, it's all intact. Some players might find it overwhelming, but if you're here for Metal Gear, you'll probably love every minute of it. There are a few smart additions. Photo mode lets you pause at any time and grab shots, which feels surreal in such an iconic game. There are some hidden extras and returning modes. I won't spoil anything, but longtime fans will be happy to see some goofy, unexpected callbacks. Small character model adjustments and subtle polish here and there show that the team cared. It doesn't feel like a cheap cash grab. It feels like a carefully preserved piece of gaming history. So, bottom line, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater isn't a bold reimagining, but it doesn't need to be. It's a faithful, modernized version of a classic that still plays and feels like Metal Gear. Hardcore fans will nitpick, sure, but for new players, this is the best way to experience the story. Pros, it looks great, controls better, and stays true to the original vision. Cons, some flat environments, a spotty cover system, and that lingering what if Kojima was still involved feeling. But overall, this is a remake done right. Now, I want to hear from you. Are you a die-hard Metal Gear fan, or is this your first time stepping into Snake's boots? Are you cool with the faithful approach, or were you hoping for more drastic changes? Drop your thoughts down in the comments, let's talk! As always, hitting the like button helps us out, and if you're new here, consider subscribing for more breakdowns like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.